Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Wangechi. So today, as you can tell from the title, I'm going to be doing a natural beat. I'm going to be showing you my 2019 updated natural beat. Yeah, let's just get into it. So I've already done my brows. As you can see, I have an updated brow routine. I'll link that somewhere up here or up here, just somewhere up here. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is priming my face, and for that I'll be using the Milk Makeup Primer. It's a hydro grip primer, meaning that it really grips the makeup. So if I want my makeup to last a long time, use this. And it leaves like a nice silicone feel, and I like that feel because it means that the foundation is just gonna grip onto the primer, so I like that. So next I'm going to be going into my concealer. So I've been doing this lately. Instead of doing foundation all over my face, I'll put my concealer on the center of my face and then put the foundation everywhere else. For me, I feel like it doesn't look cakey. It just gives you a more natural feel. Of course you have makeup on, but it's like a more natural version of the full face. I'll be using a full coverage concealer for that. My Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I get most of my makeup from Makeup Bliss Nairobi. You can contact them and they'll get any makeup brand for you as long as it's available in the UK. No, they've not sponsored this. No, they've not paid me to say that, but I just get all my makeup from them. So I thought it would be a nice thing to share. So basically I'm just putting my concealer where I would normally put it, and that is underneath my eyes. This is in the shade Butterscotch. It's obviously lighter than me. This is my highlight shade. So I'll just put that on the areas of my face that I would normally highlight. I'll be using my beauty sponge to blend that out. And I start with my chin and my top lip, my forehead. With my forehead I don't go too up because that would just make it look bigger than it already is. So I'm just gonna focus that right there just to balance everything out. And then I'll go into my under eyes. That, wow. It like flung out of the top. So this color matches me. I'll be using like 3 pumps just around the perimeter in the areas where I didn't put the concealer, and I'll just blend that out. Why do I get so messy when I'm on camera? So if you've watched my previous tutorials, I don't really like putting foundation underneath my eyes anyway. So I feel like this routine really just does it for me, in that I just put the concealer where I need it and the foundation where I need it. I'll be using my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'll just be using that underneath my eyes to set that concealer, because if I don't, things will just be everywhere. I'll be using the same sponge. Dip that onto the top like that, blow off the excess and just set that area. And yes, I do use more than I need, and I leave it on like that. And I know this is a natural look, but I feel like when I leave on the powder for a bit, not long, just a little bit, that it makes the concealer last longer and makes it matte for a longer time. I'll just use like a fluffy brush to brush that off. So that wasn't too long and it looks really nice and matte. So the next thing I'll do is I'll take my Black Opal Soft Velvet Finishing Powder, and it's in the shade 200 Neutral Light. So I'll just be using that with my brush, and I'll put this on the perimeter of my face to set that foundation. And this is basically, it's really a translucent powder for me, i.e. a transparent powder, just to set the foundation in place. And then I'll usually go over that with like a bronzer. Sometimes I leave it like this if I'm just not in the mood, so it just depends on the mood of things. And I'll put that everywhere that I didn't put the translucent powder. Now I am nice and matte and natural looking, and my base looks perfect, so I'm happy with that. So I'm just gonna go in with my concealer, the same Born This Way concealer, and I'll put that on my eyelids. Then I'm gonna blend that in with the same beauty sponge. I'll just take the other end that doesn't have powder. This is Sienna from Anastasia, and I'll be using a fluffy brush. This is my M33 brush from Morphe, and I'll just be putting that all over my eyelids basically. There's really no like special technique for this. I'm just packing that onto my eyelids. Now that it's on my eyelids, I'm just gonna blend that area. So when I'm happy with that and it's looking nice and blended, I'm gonna take the same brush and just use the same color underneath my eyes on my lower lash line, just to give it some balance. And I really like this shade on my skin tone. It's like the perfect reddish brown for me. It's really cute. I like it. Like a natural eye. Like I don't even need to add anything else. For this eye, I'll be using my terracotta bronzer from Guerlain in the shade number 9, and that is the darkest shade. I will be taking a MAC 160 brush, I think, and I'll just bronze my face. And then for blush, I'll be taking my Sun Power Mineralized Skin Finish from MAC as well. And I don't have a blush brush with me, but I'll be using this Real Techniques brush. And I'll just put that on my cheekbones. Now it's time for some highlight. I'm going to be using my Fenty Beauty Rainbow Highlight. These were some sticks that it was a 2-in-1 liquid eye shimmer, and this one is in Island Bling, but I'm gonna be using the shade Rainbow. I know this stuff confuses me. All these Fenty Beauty launches, they really confuse me. Yes, Summer Fling is like a nice brown shimmer. I might use that on my eyelid, but no, I'm gonna use, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna use it just for the sake of the video. And so buttery, so creamy. Now I was gonna use the lighter shade called Rainbow, and I was gonna use that in the center of my eyes. I'm gonna use that now as an inner corner highlight, and I'll just take a brush for that and blend that in. Now I'm going to be using some highlight. This brush already has highlight on it. Whatever. I'll be using the Pat McGrath Sublime Highlight palette. These two shades, 1, 2. Setting my face with this Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And after analyzing and assessing my face, I'm gonna reverse contour with some powder, just a little, just to give me chiseled cheekbones. And I'll brush that off. More setting spray on that. Then I'll lock in everything with my sponge, same sponge, lock that in. For lips, I'll be using my BFF3 Colourpop pencil, and I'll just line my lips really quickly. Then I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Unveil liquid lipstick. I've had this for a long time, so I hope it's not dry on me. So now that my lips are nice and juicy, I'm gonna put on some mascara. I'll be using the Bad Girl Bang mascara from Benefit. Ooh, nice and fresh mascara. So I'll be using this on my top and bottom lashes. I want to put on another layer. Oh gosh, that happens to me almost daily. So I'm gonna let this little bit dry. I'll also curl my lashes and then put on another coat, and I will be right back. This is an updated Wangechi makeup routine. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. This is definitely me. This is how I would do my makeup on a day-to-day basis if I needed to go anywhere special. If you don't see me like this, then you know it ain't special, babe.